We might have some indications that Aaron Rodgers could be returning to Green Bay. Then again, there are so many things we could draw conclusions on whenever news breaks, whenever some little re-signing, restructuring, rumor, all those little things end up trying to, we try and connect the dots sometimes when there aren't dots to be connected. But my job is to go live and break down whatever we have in front of us, right? And we have new information. So we're going to talk about it. There's some restructurings going on in Green Bay to get under the cap. Now that needs to happen anyway. So is it really an indication that Aaron Rodgers might be returning to Green Bay? Does it feel like reload season? Could DeAndre Hopkins be headed to Green Bay? That's an option that you hear kicked around in Twitter, in the Twitter space, where the Green Bay Packer fans are just predicting what's going to happen. And I've seen this a lot, and I feel like it would be a very, very good fit. Would the Cardinals trade D-Hop to the Packers? I don't know if they would. Where could Jordan Love go if Aaron Rodgers stays? That means Jordan Love's gone. If Jordan Love's starting in Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers is gone, we got two. Either way, we got two quarterbacks, right? Coming out of this situation, we have Jordan Love starting elsewhere, or we've got Aaron Rodgers starting elsewhere. But we should have two quarterbacks emerge from this one Green Bay situation this offseason. We're going to break it all down right now. First in the building was Blind Larry, followed by Sandu and non-interesting name, and Joe and Dan and RGB. Appreciate you all being here. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and we're going to break down everything we've got new on the Aaron Rodgers situation, talk a little bit about Derek Carr, talk a little bit about DeAndre Hopkins, talk a little bit about everything that you see on your screen and more, and take some phone calls and dig right into it. So basically what we're dealing with right now, the newest piece of news that we have is, well, there's a few. But this one right here is kind of what's triggering some of this, that the Packers have restructured Alexander and also Preston Smith's contracts. So they're opening up cap space. I believe they're about $1 million over the cap now. And this has to happen anyway. So it's hard to draw too many conclusions from this, but it does feel like the timing feels about right. There was a rumor, and we don't even know what's fact right now. We hear a lot of stuff, and some of it's misdirection, some of it's bad reporting, some of it's smoke, some of it's speculation, and we don't really know for certain. But Aaron Rodgers was reportedly headed to Green Bay. He might be headed to Green Bay anyway. But when he exited his darkness retreat, and it just, the way that was reported was like he was headed to Green Bay potentially for a certain reason. Was he heading home? Was he heading? There's all kinds of people just reporting on why he was heading immediately there. What was he doing? Why didn't he stay where he was? Just so many people just drawing conclusions. So we don't really know what that even meant. But the fact that this restructuring is happening right now. Now, granted, March 15 is a new league year. They've got to get things, moving and cooking before that time frame. There's not a lot of time left. We have literally like what is that? 20 something days before the new league year begins. This is all par for the course. Restructuring, getting under the cap, trying to bring new people in. A lot of positional needs for the Green Bay Packers, no matter what happens with Aaron Rodgers. But we do have Jordan Love, and we do have Aaron Rodgers on a team right now, and we don't believe that will be the case going into week one. Both these guys will not be on the roster, in my opinion. Jordan Love they're running out of time to capitalize on getting something in exchange for Jordan Love if they want to trade him away. I firmly believe if they go the route of retaining Aaron Rodgers and reloading, something Aaron Rodgers was interested in, but only interested in going to Green Bay if a reload was in progress, meaning they don't, try and rebuild at all, really. He doesn't want to be on a team. He said this very clearly. I don't want to be on a team that is reloading and rebuilding at the same time, because to him, and I'm paraphrasing his own words, to him, that is a team that tries to pretend they're not rebuilding, but they've got one foot in the door, one foot out the door. He doesn't want to be a part of that. He wants to be a part of a run that is a total reload, a championship run. And maybe that's what they're trying to do. And a DeAndre Hopkins acquisition would do numbers, do wonders, and develop numbers for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packer passing game and situation. Now, I don't know how much I love this for Christian Watson's value. I don't know that it hurts him as much as we would maybe expect because of the big name. We don't know how much Hopkins has left in the tank. I think he could have one more elite year left, but there's still a real strong shot. Ziggy, show me the backyard. There's a real strong shot that he has like half a season left. It's the mailman. Ziggy, deactivate. Ziggy, off. Ziggy, off. He's the worst. He's the worst. He thinks the front yard's the backyard, so I have to tell him to show me the backyard. Those of you that ride with me every day on the 7 p.m. show, you know about Ziggy. He's kind of a mess. Here, let's ask him. Ziggy, who's the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers?
The starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers is Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Ziggy, who's the starting quarterback for the New York Jets?
The starting quarterback of the New York Jets is Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. You're worthless, bro. You're absolutely worthless, Joe Flacco. If Green Bay is in fact in rebuild mode, to Isaac's comment, Green Bay is always rebuilding, then Aaron Rodgers wants out. If the Green Bay Packers are going to reload, retool, try and go after a playoff run, try and go for a deep playoff run, then Aaron Rodgers, I believe, has a natural instinct baked in that has him wanting to return to Green Bay versus starting new, learning a new offense, moving, traveling. Like, I don't know that he wants to do all that. So does he, if he wants to win a championship? Yes. So it's all on Green Bay, really. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the one that's got to decide whether he's coming back or not, right? I don't know that Green Bay is just waiting on Aaron Rodgers because they're probably tired of that. This is, year after year, they have to worry about what's this guy want to do? What's this guy want to do? And if you're Green Bay, you got to ask yourself, do I want to keep doing this every offseason? And if we do it this offseason, if we wait around for Aaron Rodgers and do what Aaron Rodgers wants, and I love Aaron Rodgers, I'm not trying to be critical of him. I'm just trying to think from a ownership perspective or a Green Bay Packer, perspective here. Do you want to do this dance one more time, not know what's in store for next year, and then lose Jordan Love and not have an opportunity to see what you got in him? My gut instinct tells me this, okay? These signs kind of feel like they're trending in the direction of Aaron Rodgers returning. But ultimately, my gut tells me that Aaron Rodgers will play somewhere else, probably in Las Vegas. That it's conflicting for me because like these signs are pretty like parallel to like last year when we started to kind of feel like, oh, he's going somewhere else. He's going to Denver. All the momentum's there. The chatter's there. But sometimes the chatter, the news reporting, what we all want in our heart, like pulls us away from the logic that stands, in between Rodgers returning and leaving. And it's like the thing that I keep going back to is what happens next year for Green Bay. If I'm Green Bay, then this is a situation where I want it to go away. Like I want to know what's ahead of this team for our 2024 and beyond. I don't want to year to year be worried about what Rodgers is going to do. Because what if he wants to come back next year again? And they don't want to go down that road anymore. They don't really have a choice. Now they have a way out at least. If the Packers at all want to move on with Jordan Love, if the Packers are tired of this kind of offseason, they don't want to go through this next offseason again. Because if Aaron Rodgers didn't even know if he wanted to play this year, he can't assure you that he wants to. He's not going to come back and say, I want to play this year and I want to play next year. My darkness retreat told me I want to play both years. You don't know that. So if you're the Packers, if I'm the Packers, logically, think of it this way, logically, I don't want to go through this dance this year and still not know what's in store next year and then be left in the dark. If he retires next offseason, let's say right around this time next offseason, and Jordan Love's already gone, what are the Packers going to do? What are they going to do? Right now, they believe in Jordan Love. Whether you believe in Jordan Love, whether I believe in Jordan Love, whether Bob believes in Jordan Love. Smitty, I don't believe in Jordan Love. We don't care, Bob. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. If the Packers believe in Jordan Love, in certain reports, I trust the reports in some ways, and other reports I feel like are exaggerated. But if you believe the reports that suggest that the Packers are infatuated with Jordan Love, and let's just say that's an exaggerated report, you at least, if you believe the report at all, you at least know that they love Jordan Love. They may not be infatuated, but they might like him a lot. And if you like him a lot, why would you not get rid of the big contract in Aaron Rodgers, which there are some complexities because if he's traded before June 1, then the Packers are on the hook for $40 million cap hit. But if they trade him after June 1, they could spread that out over a couple of years. But if in rebuild mode, they might want to take all their lumps this year and rebuild and then come in, which, you know, Jordan Love signed to an extension the next year, whatever. As much as these signs seem to indicate Aaron Rodgers might be returning to the Packers, little indications, right? Before he went into the darkness retreat, Aaron Rodgers said, Green Bay is always going to be home. And he said it like with so much passion. Now, he could have been saying it like as a, he's going to miss it there. You could take it that way. Or he could have said it like, they're always going to be home. I don't know how I'm going to leave. We don't know. We're trying to depict and define and interpret everything we're seeing. And it's like sometimes we get caught up in it all and we don't really know anything. We're guessing. And then we want our own narrative to be supported. So if I'm a human being, if I want very badly the New York Jets to get Aaron Rodgers, I'm looking for things. You know, we all are. We're all human beings. I'm looking for things. I want the Jets. I want Garrett Wilson to have Aaron Rodgers, so Aaron Rodgers can fast track Garrett Wilson like he just did Christian Watson. Christian Watson, if anybody thinks Christian Watson would have done what he did last year with a different quarterback, even a Derek Carr, even a quarterback that's like top 7 or 8, even Kirk Cousins, throw Kirk Cousins, who had a really good year last year, or Jared Goff, who had a really good year last year. If you gave Christian Watson to either one of those teams, he would not have developed into the wide receiver he quickly became. There's a pattern here. Aaron Rodgers makes elite wide receivers. He always has one. And sometimes, and a lot of times, he takes one that is very questionable. You think he's good, yeah, but could he become an all-time great? Could he be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL? It's no coincidence that Davante Adams, everyone liked him, but no one saw him as wide receiver 1, 2, or 3 in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers helped make him that. Now, I'm not saying Adams isn't in his own right now a top 5 wide receiver. Of course he is. He's become that. He is what he is now. He's wearing that hat now. But Aaron Rodgers helped mold him and sculpt him. Again, not saying Adams wouldn't have turned into a top 10 wide receiver, but Adams would, I 100% believe, not become the player he is today to the degree he is today if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers fast-tracked Christian Watson. And while historically speaking, Aaron Rodgers brings rookies along slowly, that's kind of an unfair way to describe it because they've always had an elite wide receiver already in place when they bring in rookies. So yeah, rookies may come along slowly because out of necessity, they don't need to rush them along. And Aaron Rodgers has his ways. The Packers have their ways of developing wide receivers. Last year, it was all hands on deck. Dobbs and Watson report to the starting lineup. Dobbs and Watson, may the best man win. One of you's becoming wide receiver 1 on the team. One of you's becoming a top 10 wide receiver. Have at it. Dobbs looked like he was off to an early start. Watson, he made mistakes, did well, made mistakes, bounced back, did well again. Watson grew like 3 years in one season. Aaron Rodgers helped fast track Watson. Watson's entering 2023. like he's a 30-year player. He's at least 1 year advanced, 1 year fast-tracked because of Aaron Rodgers. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. So do I want, back full circle to my point, because I procrastinate and I go off on tangents and I don't know how to even get back sometimes to my point. My point was, do I want Garrett Wilson to get a taste of that? Garrett Wilson's already, fast-tracked in a way. He's already top 5 to 7 wide receiver material in 2023, kind of no matter what happens. If Derek Carr lands in New York, which I think is probably likely at this point, top 7 wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, 5 to 7. But if Aaron Rodgers lands in New York, top 4 wide receiver, he will fast track him along his progress and process, no matter where he is on the progress timeline. Garrett Wilson's already done so well. You give him Aaron Rodgers, he'll grow a 2-year amount of time, maturity-wise, skill set-wise, in 1 year. He'll grow 2 years in 1 year. Every 1 year a player has with Aaron Rodgers, it's like 2 years of knowledge and fast-tracking. It's just the way Aaron Rodgers is. He's so good. He's so good at developing and creating wide receiver talent. So my gut tells me, and it could be totally wrong. It could be rooted in bias. I'm admitting that, because at this point, I don't know if any of us can see straight on this situation, because we've been talking about it for months now. And there's so much going on, and there's so much conjecture, there's so much guesswork, there's so much speculation, there's so many people trying to be first on stuff, and I'm guilty of that. I have a channel that is rooted in getting views and having a channel, growth on the channel. I do take pride in not being very clickbait-ish. I really do. In my title today, I'm always cognizant of that, and I didn't want to make anyone think I was saying that this is happening, or we have, but there are signs for it. There's a lot of buzz for it. And so I don't think I'm posing a question. I'm not saying that something happened. I'm posing a question, and I'm posing a question that everybody's talking about right now. That's why I go live whenever news breaks, not because the news necessarily I agree with, but because it's trending and you're wondering about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't just come out and say, I'm not going to go live on this because I don't agree with it. I go live on anything that is such a hot topic. I'm getting DMs about it. I'm seeing it. I'm getting retweeted in something. I'm getting included in like 10,000 conversations. I'm getting 4 or 5 text messages in like 5 minutes on my cell phone from my boys that I have, all my buddies in different chat groups, any of my Green Bay people, any of my just personal, buddies, longtime buddies that watch football. I can get a real sense real quick what is needing to be discussed, whether I'm going to shoot down the narrative or support it or project some kind of curveball into this situation. And this right here is being talked about like crazy. Is Aaron Rodgers. Are there signs that Aaron Rodgers is returning to the Green Bay Packers? The answer is yes. Are those signs cloudy? Are those signs maybe being read wrong? Maybe. So that's what we're here to discuss. And I wish I had more clarity on this situation. I don't. We just know that with these restructurings, there is some speculation that these restructurings are being done because of the reload attempt that the Green Bay Packers are trying to execute. However, these need to be done regardless. So there could be zero to do with Aaron Rodgers with these two Alexander and Smith restructurings. They could have zero to do with Aaron Rodgers. It's just the timing, even though the timing makes sense too, because the league calendar year starts on the 15th of next month. They got to act quick. But it does kind of feel like this is being rushed along. 2 of these restructures at once. Aaron Rodgers is out of his darkness retreat. Some saying that they believe he'll go back to Green Bay. Some saying that they believe he won't. It makes sense to connect these dots. Where's Jordan Love? Let's pretend Aaron Rodgers for a moment goes back to the Green Bay Packers. Okay, where's Jordan Love get traded? Where's this man Jordan Love get traded? Does he get traded to Washington? Does he get traded to the Colts? Does he get traded to the Raiders? Could the Jets be interested? What about the Falcons? Are the Falcons dead set on Lamar Jackson. I hope so. There's so many different landing spots that could be possible. I think the Jets are more enamored with the proven. They want a veteran. They have made it very clear they want a veteran quarterback. This is not a veteran. This is still a very unproven commodity. So I think the Jets are out. The Raiders, I think the Raiders could potentially be looking to Jordan Love. Also, Devontae Adams might have some interest in that as well. The Bucks would be interesting, especially if you are like, okay, we're in the middle of like maybe some rebuild, but retooling and reloading. We do have 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. Give Jordan Love a developing quarterback, 2 wide receivers like Godwin and Evans, and he'll develop quickly. The New Orleans Saints would be a very interesting fit for Jordan Love. That would be interesting for Olave. But curious to know what your predictions are. If Aaron Rodgers did in fact stay in Green Bay, where could Jordan Love get traded to? Where do you see him going and having success? And where do you think he could end up getting traded to based on the Green Bay Packers and where they would want to deal him inside the same conference, not inside the same conference? What do you expect? I mean, if we go down the list of AFC teams, and let's say they want to trade him into the AFC, and they don't want to trade him into an NFC position. Let's go ahead and break it down. So we do pretty much know for a fact that he's not getting traded to the Vikings inside the same division because they got Kirk Cousins. The Lions, they've got Jared Goff. And the Bears have Justin Fields. So there's no concern or conflict there. But there is some conflict with the Saints or the Bucks because that is still in the NFC. So let's go to the AFC. Could he be traded to the Jets, who are in the AFC East with the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Patriots? I could definitely see that happening. Could he get traded to? I'm gonna go to the AFC North. Let me put these on screen so you guys can follow along. So let me start with the AFC East real quick. So go to the AFC East. Bills obviously don't need them. Dolphins would be interesting. That would be interesting. I wonder if Miami Mike is. You know what's crazy about that scenario is that is actually a scenario that makes sense. Why? Because Miami Mike is in a vulnerable position with Tua. Okay? He's also in a vulnerable position in terms of free agent quarterbacks because if Miami, hear me out on this because this is making some sense. You end up going to, let's say, Derek Carr, and you see Derek Carr, we want to bring into Miami. We'll give you the bag. He doesn't want to come because Tua's there. There's a threat there. There's some confusion there. There's cloudiness there. What if Carr struggles a little bit? Will they throw Tua, who's had success? He just can't stay healthy. Will they throw Tua in there? He doesn't want to go to a cloudy situation. Miami, Mike McDaniel, coach of the Dolphins, he needs a quarterback that doesn't have a choice. He needs a good quarterback that doesn't have a choice because a quarterback that is good, a good option that has a choice won't be going to a cloudy situation. A QB like Jordan Love won't have a choice. You'll be trading him. And so this puts him in a position where he can give up a future pick. The Green Bay Packers, if they roll with Aaron Rodgers, will need an option next year in a 2024 first rounder to maybe replace Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers does walk away, or at least some draft capital to try and maneuver in the draft. So while Miami Mike doesn't have a 2023 first rounder, he could surrender a future 2024 for, and maybe more, maybe less. I don't know how much the cost of Jordan Love would be, but Jordan Love coming over to Miami would be a nice pairing, and then he could literally have these guys compete or have Jordan Love sitting in the passenger seat and maybe taken over. So that's an interesting one for me. As far as the Patriots, obviously they're not going to go after the Jets. I think the Jets could, but they want a veteran, so Jordan Love probably is off the table for the Jets. Saints, again, is probably off the table. Bucks are probably off the table, given we're talking about them being in the NFC. the NFC South. So if we go to the AFC North, there's no teams to even discuss there unless Lamar leaves. If Lamar, I guess that could be interesting. That could be a very interesting, like, crazy unfolding scenario that has multiple layers to it and a bunch of moving parts. So let's look at it. Bengals obviously no, Steelers obviously no, and Browns no. So the Ravens are the only team here that could be a potential Jordan Love landing spot if, let's say, Lamar's traded to the Falcons and they get a boatload of first rounders. They trade one future 2024 or whatever for Jordan Love, bring Jordan Love in to command this new offense under Munkin that they need to develop a new quarterback in anyway. Like, Lamar's learning a new offense whether he stays in Baltimore or gets traded. And the Ravens have to train a quarterback to learn a new offense whether Lamar stays or goes. So Jordan Love would make sense in a multi-moving part deal. The AFC South for Jordan Love. Let's throw that up here. There are some interesting options here for a Jordan Love trade because, again, this is AFC, so it makes sense. The Jaguars, no. The Titans, maybe they'd be interested. The Colts definitely are going to be interested in Jordan Love. The Texans might have some interest in Jordan Love. So at least two teams and a maybe in Tennessee, but Tennessee's in a weird spot right now. So that's Mr. TD says, must be a deep fake Smitty. What does that mean, Mr. TD? Is this live? So let me ask you a question. Smitty not interacting. I'm out of here. See you later. So because I'm deep in discussion with, or deep in predicting you're just gonna leave, Mr. TD, I'm breaking news here, bro. Okay. Anyway, if you gotta go, you gotta go, Mr. TD. But I'm not gonna always be able to conversate when I'm in the middle of constructing something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So AFC West. Let's pull this up, and again, we might have to do a multi-moving part, prediction or unraveling here of a team and trading away this and going. Okay, so the Raiders would obviously be, Broncos no, Chargers no, Chiefs no, Raiders are the only option, but the Raiders could be in the Jordan Love business. If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, maybe they say, what about Jordan Love? That's weird. That's kind of like when you're making a trade with somebody and you're like, hey, can I have this player? And they're like, no. Okay, what about the other player? Mr. TD left, I guess. I can't control that. That's ridiculous, Mr. TD. Mr. TD, take a lap. Take a lap. I do appreciate you, though. I just didn't expect that from him. Smitty's going over news. I'm out of here. Smitty's not talking to me. I'm gone. Take a lap, Mr. TD. Come back when you're ready. Okay, so curious to know what you guys all think. Mr. TD obviously missed when I asked that question. Curious to know what you all think. Where does Jordan Love end up? Does Aaron Rodgers stay in Green Bay? Drop your predictions right now. What's up, Space Ricky? Jordan Love is way more in play than I realized. Yeah, and this is why in Best Ball, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. This is why in Best Ball, let me drop that link in the live chat here. This is why I love drafting Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers together in early Best Ball drafts, because people don't realize how, I dropped that link, promo code Smitty. People don't realize how this is turning into, most likely, you never know, but most likely turning into two quarterbacks. If you draft Jordan Love and he kind of feels like he's getting drafted as a backup, right? The moment a trade happens, Jordan Love's ADP on Underdog Fantasy is going to skyrocket. And right now, you can get Jordan Love as your third quarterback, and it feels like you're backing up Aaron Rodgers. So let's say you take Aaron Rodgers and you draft Burrow early, you take Aaron Rodgers late, because Aaron Rodgers is going so late on Underdog. He's like quarterback like 14 or something like that. Ron, are you in here? What number rank is Aaron Rodgers if you had to guess? He's like quarterback 14. Something really deep. So if you take Joe Burrow and then you take Aaron Rodgers late, you can come back in and get Jordan Love at almost a handcuff value. Ron's going to take a lap for you, Mr. TD. That's amazing because he turns into a starter. Ron Navy got mad at me when I sniped him from him because he had Christian Watson. But great minds think alike, Ron. Bucks would be interesting. It's interesting, Mr. TD. I'll interact with you right here, okay? It's interesting, but hard to imagine them trading Love interconference to the Saints or the Bucks, but it's possible. I mean, you got to get what you can get sometimes, you know, as long as it's not in the same division. It's been done. It's not like it's a crazy thing. Rodgers in Green Bay is a massive L. The only winner is Watson. Yeah, but I think it's such a big W for Watson in our Moon Men list.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
The only L is if Aaron Rodgers retires. Brady retiring was a big L because we had players that needed him, right? And I know I joke around about him retiring and being selfish, but like from a fantasy perspective, it didn't help us. Like as Ron screams, that helps no one, right? Watson, as long as Aaron Rodgers helps one of our Moon Men, I'm fine with it. Watson goes to the moon. He goes to maybe he becomes a Mars man if Aaron Rodgers stays. If Jordan Love's the quarterback in Green Bay, he still remains a Moon Man. This value is assuming about halfway that Aaron Rodgers leaves, and I still have Watson on the Moon Man list. So if for any reason Aaron Rodgers stays, he's almost Mars Man material. We don't have room for a Mars Man. He could be a Mars Man alternative. You know, maybe we send him to Pluto. Maybe we send him to another planet, but I don't know if we can squeeze anybody else in the Mars Man list, but he will be absolutely to the moon. Now, if Hopkins goes to Green Bay, this is speculative. This is a lot of people talking about this, but there's no factual information on this yet. We just know that the Cardinals want to trade Hopkins. If Hopkins does go to Green Bay, though, how does that affect Watson? Does anybody feel like Watson would get a little kick down in ADP or a little value bump downward? Rodgers was terrible fantasy QB last year. Let's see what Cool on 2K says. If he stays, Watson should go around higher or on underdog easy. Yeah, he'll definitely, I'd say at least a half a round higher if Rodgers stays. I think if because right now Watson's very, very low. If Jordan Love's starting, I bet you he even maybe gets a little bump. Not because anybody's like really thinking through it. It's that Watson's gonna be on everybody's mind. Like they know what's going on. He's got a quarterback now for sure. We know. So for some reason he gets drafted a little higher. Could he fall a little bit? I suppose. Hopkins to the Cowboys, that could be a possibility. I think Chicago, in my opinion, makes the most sense because DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the NFL in terms of catching a football from a scrambling quarterback. He learned it and did it and grew up under the command of Deshaun Watson, right? So Hopkins and Watson, then he comes over to Arizona and gets another scrambling quarterback in Kyler Murray. And so if he goes to Chicago, this will be his third, like a near elite level scrambling quarterback that needs to throw the football outside of the pocket. So it makes sense. It's a match made in heaven for Hopkins to go play with Justin Fields. James Cook, a Moon Man, Smitty. We don't even know if they're going to add another running back in the draft, bro. So I can't go near that one. I do like him. I love Rachaad White. We'll see what happens there. There was a news report today. Let me put that on screen here. Real nice little thing to see on our boy Rachaad White. Rachaad White is a potential. He's always a potential Moon Man. He was a Moon Man last year. We have a lot of returning Moon Men, but we only have so many spots. But this was a nice piece of news, or a Twitter post here. Tampa Bay Bucks posted this. You go, wow, this guy could be special. He's got a great skill set that really fits into our system. OC, Tampa Bay Bucks, let's go. So that's nice to see. I love I love Rachaad White. Very undervalued. Rodgers' PPR ranking was 16. So on underdog, he's around 16. Quarterback 16, which is a steal. Which is a great QB2, might I add. I don't know. And a great QB1 if you don't go quarterback early. I love going Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, and like a Stroud or a Bryce Young. Get all three of those on underdog. So I'll be back later if there's any breaking news on this. I just wanted to get live with you guys and go over 84 of you in the room. Let's take a phone call.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show, and I'll take your phone call here. What is going on here? Let me see if I can put the phone number back on screen. Give me a second here. Well, we have to go to this, and how about this screen? Come on, Smitty. Let's fix this one. Let me get rid of this right here. This is the problem. Let's go to that, or we'll just get rid of it. Topic is Aaron Rodgers, but I would gladly discuss anything else you guys want to discuss, so dial into the show. Phone number is on screen here. We'll take a few phone calls before we jet out of here, but would love to know what you guys think is going to happen. Dak not Super Bowl bound. No, he's not space rookie, I don't think. Get Rachaad White 7th instead of Kamara in the 7th. Definitely feel like Rachaad White's climbing high, and if you're going to draft Alvin Kamara, it's now 8 or 9 or 10th round that you could get him on underdog if you wanted to go that route. He's not even in round 7 anymore. Dak needs a lot of help and luck, says Mr. TD. Love Rachaad, but the team is about to be a dumpster fire. I agree, and that's why I kind of hold off. I love him. I hope he does continue to develop and be good. But, yeah, I do worry about what's going on there in Tampa Bay. Who's going to be quarterbacking? Is it Trask? How are they going to move the football down the field? How's Rachaad White going to get more than 3.5 yards per carry? You know what I'm saying? So there's concerns for sure. I'm definitely worried about that Tampa Bay situation. What's up, Ron Navy? You're live.
What's going on, Smitty?
So what's your projection with A-Rod? Does he stay or does he go? And where does he go? And if not, where's Jordan Love go?
I'm going to continue to say that he stays in Green Bay. And I think Love might go to, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised, even though it's the NFC, New Orleans or Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not always an absolute no, as long as it's not in the division, and it's not. But could he go to the NFC South? It's possible. Like the Packers are going to ask themselves, like, A, if we're willing to trade him away, that means we somewhat don't believe in him, right? So whenever people say, oh, no one's going to trade somebody out in the same division, why would they do that? Or I'm sorry, in the same conference, why would they do that? Even the same division sometimes. If you're willing to trade someone away, maybe you like them a little bit and you just have to make a tough decision. But for the most part, you're basically saying we don't really know if that player is going to, be the guy. Like if they really believed in Love, they would say we're trading Rodgers no matter what. And they would tell Rodgers, we don't want you here. And Rodgers would very, very quickly say, okay, then trade me. I want to go here. I want to go here. One of these two teams, one of these scenarios, make it happen. So the fact that the Packers are just, if they are, sitting back and they're like, we're going to let Aaron Rodgers decide, then who cares where they trade Love, because they clearly don't believe in him. So I have a feeling they believe in him. I have a feeling they're fed up with Aaron Rodgers. I think those reports are probably more true than not. I doubt they're disgusted. I bet you that word never came out of anybody's mouth. I bet that was somebody totally interpreting it. But you got to think as an organization, Ron, you're tired of playing this game every offseason. And I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm not down on him. He's played a long time. He's going to, of course, waiver. But Green Bay was dumb to extend him the way that they did when they know that every year is going to be like pulling teeth with him. And then you can't build like that, And if they want to rebuild, and they sounds like they do, and Aaron Rodgers even makes hints all the time, like if you want to be in a rebuild mode, I don't want to be a part of it, like insinuating that he knows that's where they maybe want to go. I just think they're sitting there going, we have Jordan Love. We believe, and they reportedly multiple reports from different people, different conversations, different ways this would have been leaked or talked about. So I feel like because there's different avenues for it, it probably has some truth to it. They believe in Love. And if they believe in Love, why on earth, if they can't win and they haven't been winning, why on earth would they let that situation dissolve and let Aaron Rodgers walk them into a cul-de-sac where at the end of the day, they're going to be sitting there alone and Rodgers is going to walk away from them and they're going to have no quarterback and they're going to be trying to get out of this dead end. I just, my gut tells me, logic tells me, and logic's not always right, but the logic of it tells me that the Green Bay Packers would be dumb not to try and move on with Jordan Love, to try and at least rebuild the best way they can, the fastest way they can. But who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, look how long they were trying to push Favre out.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything different than they did with Favre. I mean, in reality, Aaron's behind him for all those years, and Aaron's wanting to start, and they trying to push Favre out of the way, and Favre wasn't ready at first, and then Favre wanted to go someplace, and the only way they would get rid of him is to go to the Jets. They wouldn't let him go to Minnesota.
Yeah. Hold on. I got Jack of all trades on the line. Hang tight, Jack, real quick. I got Spacula. I'm in a follower league that Spacula's in, and about every couple weeks, Spacula sends me some crazy trade offer for Travis Kelce, and I have to reject him. And he super chats it. He's a good guy. I love Spacula, but his offers they've been getting better, but he wants Kelce so bad, and let's see where is this trade? I'm going to put the trade offer up. I haven't looked it yet. Here it is. Okay. I'm just going to screenshot it without looking, and we're going to analyze it together. So let me screenshot this and put it on screen here. All right, here we go. I have not looked at it yet. I want your honest opinion, both of you, Jack and Ron. Spacula, appreciate you super chatting. I cannot be bought. This man has super chatted a ton of times saying, look at the trade offer. And I said, this is ridiculous. I reject it. No. There it is. Of course, it's Kelce. All right. He wants Travis Kelce from me. He's giving me Njoku, the 1.8 in this year's draft, a 2024 first, and a 2025 second. Now,
he has to get real.
Yeah, this isn't much different, Spac, than the last 10, though, that I've rejected fast. I mean...
There's a difference between a trade offer and an insult. That's an insult.
Spac, you got to come strong. Let's construct a trade here with Spacula. Hold on, let me plug my phone in, and let's construct a trade live on the show right now. So here's let me plug in, and let's see what will work. And I'll have Jack of all trades and Ron Navy give their approvals on this. And let's send you a legitimate offer. And if you really want Kelce, you can have him right now. Okay, so let's send an offer to Spacula. Okay, so
time to come shooting Spacula.
You what?
Time to come shooting Spacula.
I love Jack of all trades. Okay, so here's let's go to trade. Let's find Spacula's name. Here it is. This is his team. All right, here we go. Spacula's on the right. I'm on the left. There's a little bit of a delay on the screen here. Okay, so he's got Jalen Hurts. I got Mahomes. Nothing to do there. He's got Foreman, Gainwell, Jeff Wilson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Herbert, and Pierre Strong. Nothing there that I want, Spac. I'm sorry. There's nothing there. Foreman, Gainwell, Wilson, Clyde, Herbert, Strong. Nothing. Whoops. Okay. I mean, I like Herbert, but it's not. Okay. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Now we're talking. T. Higgins, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. And Njoku, not interested. The only three players I like on your team at all, no offense, Spacula, excluding Hurts because I have Mahomes, T. Higgins, Lamb, and Jefferson. That's it. You send me any trade offer that doesn't have one of those three in it, and I don't even want Higgins for Kelce straight up. I want to ride the train till the wheels fall off. as far as your draft picks, you have the 1.8, a 2024 first, a 2025 first, a 2025 first. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 first rounders. One is 1.8, then there's one 2024, and then two 2025. Let me just ask you a question, Jack of all trades, just to gauge your barometer. Would you take all of those first rounders for Kelce? I just want to know where your limit is, where your line is.
Oh, I would definitely take that for Kelce.
Would you take the 1.8, the 2024 first, and one of the 2025 first? So the 1.8, 2024 first, and one of the 2025 first.
I'd probably do that also.
Ron, what about you?
Well, let's see here. Well, knowing that.
Hello, Specula, by the way.
That puts me too far out. I want, draft picks now that are going to help me now. I mean, maybe a 2024, but 2025 is too far out.
No. My question was, would you take the 2024 first, the 1.8 this year, and a 2025 first? Would you take all three of those? 1.8, 2024 first, 2025 first.
Yeah, but I don't think Kelce's worth 3. I think he's getting older. You don't know when his drop off's going to be.
But see,
and he's worth 2. He's worth 2 first rounders for sure, but not 3.
I can't. I have to. He's got to overpay for me. He's got to overpay for me because one, I'd rather win for the next 2 years than start building for 2024.
Now you give me JJ and next year's first round and this year's first round.
How about this? And you tell me, you guys, if this is fair. I give my 2024 first. Let's flip the script here. And Kelce, and he gives me JJ.
I'd do that.
So how's that, Spack? Spack, I don't want Njoku. I don't want Njoku in a first. I don't want Njoku in 2 first rounders. I either want 3 first rounders for Kelce, or I want JJ, and I'll give you the first rounder. Those are the only trades I'm willing to do. I don't want 2 first rounders for Kelce. I would rather roll with Kelce. I wouldn't do JJ for 3 Kelce straight up, says Spacula. So here's my offer to you. JJ, to me, Kelce, and a 2024 first rounder to you. That's what I could send to you. Past that, I'll take 3 first rounders for Kelce, or that's it. I'm not going to change my mind on it later, so just letting you know. So I'm going to reject this trade, but I appreciate you, Spacula, and I always appreciate you sending trades. A lot of people don't even send trades. So appreciate you even sending it. All right, Jack of all trades, what's up?
Yes. I was wondering if we could come up with a new category. The players who aren't really going to do that well, like next year, like Zeke, who knows what's going on with Trey Lance and stuff, but players like Kenny Pickens, Najee, we can put them on a one-way trip to Uranus.
Oh, what players? Say them again.
Well, the players like maybe Trey Lance, he might not play that well next year. Zeke, Kenny Pickens, Najee, the players aren't really – they got a lot of hype, but they just don't ever produce the points,
Yeah.
And when you put them on a one-way trip to Uranus.
I don't know if Ron Navy will believe that same thing in regards to Najee, but I think Trey Lance – I like Trey Lance, and I'm rooting for him, so I'm not going to put him on the Planet Uranus list. But I do think Shanahan's capable of throwing him on a shuttle and sending him to Planet Uranus himself. Like I really, really, really feel like that Shanahan's going to screw this up. A couple of reasons why. One, he talks about Trey Lance as if he's a dual threat quarterback, and he talks about Purdy like he's a pocket passer. And while those two things could be argued for sure, like Purdy looked really good, he is a pocket passer, Purdy's mobile as well. but I think that Trey Lance and Purdy should be looked at the exact same. Trey Lance can get you out of any situation with his legs, but you shouldn't be designing runs for him up the gut and playing him like a dual threat Cam Newton quarterback. That's diminishing his ability to throw the football. And everyone's going to say that Trey Lance failed. He didn't. He played in a mud bowl in Chicago that nobody was throwing in. And then he got hurt 4 completions into week 2. So Trey Lance didn't even have a shot.
Days right there.
You what?
Sad days right there. That ruined. He was my second quarterback, and that really put a kibosh on the season.
Yeah. So
Not having him for trade bait or having him, really excel through the whole year, which he was. I had a feeling that he was going to be the black horse of the league for sure.
Yeah. But you can't even Spacula, again, appreciate your super chat, and I do appreciate you sending offers, bro. So I'll refresh here, and if you send a counter, but the only thing I'd even consider was somebody had mentioned in there like a first rounder in Higgins for Kelce. I could maybe do that, but I can't. I'm not taking first rounders in Njoku unless it's 3 first rounders. But it's all good, bro. It's all good because I don't need that, and I want to try and potentially win now. I still have Mahomes. I still have Diggs. I still have Travis Kelce. I have Trevor Lawrence. I can trade him away if I need to get different depths. I've got DeAndre Hopkins that I'm going to try and trade away. I've got Christian Kirk. I do need running backs pretty badly. I might even start Trevor Lawrence and trade away Mahomes in this trade and try and. But Kelce and Mahomes and Diggs are that's 3 big guns that I'm still playing for the now. Open-minded to trades, but definitely not interested in a 1.8. If you give me the 1.1, 1.2, or 1.3, now we're talking. Go get one of those picks, Spacula. I think I told you this last time. Go get one of those top 3 picks, come back to me, and then send me the same offer. I'll take 2 first rounders if it's one of those picks for Travis Kelce. But I want a 1.3 or 1.2 or 1.1. All right. Where were we at? I don't know. I forget what we were talking about. Oh, Trey Lance. So Trey Lance, to me, deserves a shot. But do I think that Shanahan's going to set him up for success? I don't know, because when you call him a dual threat quarterback, when him and Purdy are both capable of escaping any situation and have, Purdy is mobile. Purdy had, good mobility, good pocket presence, good ability to escape. And yet he calls him his pocket passer, and Trey Lance is a dual threat quarterback that got hurt. He said he got hurt because he's a dual threat quarterback. And it's he didn't use him. He's not enabling him. He's holding him back. So it scares me with Trey, and that's why I didn't put him on the Moon Man list. I could maybe put him on the Satellite Man, but I don't think I'm going to ever put him on the Moon Man because I don't trust Shanahan, and I can't, in good conscience, tell you guys he's Moon Man material, and I believe in it when all I do is think about how Shanahan's going to ruin it. Kenny with a super chat here. The team doesn't need Kelce; it needs an exorcism. I don't know if he's talking about my team or are you talking about the Chiefs?
Spacula's team.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, Jack of all trades. He's talking about the RBs that he has. Yeah. Spac. Smitty cannot be bought, says Spacula. That's right. He keeps dropping super chats and telling me he's got trade offers. I can't be bought. But Spac, if you want Kelce, he's yours. Send me the 3 first rounders. We're talking about a 2025 first rounder, a 2024 first rounder, and the 1.8. You're not going to miss those. Those are so far into the future. You want Kelce, he's yours. You can have Kelce right now, Spacula. I'll hit the button right now, and you can refresh, and you can see him finally, victory, on your roster. Spacula, it's in your hands, bro. It's in your hands. You can have him this very second and end this nonsense of you trying to get him for 2.5 years. He could be yours. End it, Spacula. Pull the plug.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, pull the trigger, pull the plug on the need to get him.
And I can say, if you have a player that Smitty's interested in, he will trade. I mean, he loved Gabe Davis last year, and we did a trade with Gabe Davis and Pollard and stuff. So He
How'd that
will
work
trade by players. That it worked out great for me.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, Gabe Davis. I mean, he had all that potential there, and then he just
yeah,
didn't
he kept
perform.
crapping the bed until it was time for fantasy to be over.
So,
but offer away, bro. I'm waiting. I don't see another offer. I don't see any counters. I got Banana Hammock in the same league. He's offering me. Let's see, Evans and Montgomery for my Diggs in a first rounder. He wants my 2024 first and Diggs for his Evans and Montgomery. Come on, bro.
that's crazy.
Come on, insult. Banana Hammock, another offer. Oh, great. He wants to give me Mike Evans for my 2024 first rounder. Yeah, I mean, in a way, if I'm in, you what?
I said that sounds like kind of like the trades that I get.
Yeah.
You know, hey, give me your 1.4 for. I'll give you like mediocre stuff, and you give me your good player and your draft pick.
I will say that with Mahomes and Diggs and Kelce, if I believed in Mike Evans, to be a top 5 to 10 wide receiver again, which I very much question because we don't even know who's throwing him the ball. Like if Brady returned and I felt like he could be a top 5 to 10 wide receiver, I definitely could be in a spot where I'm like taking a wide receiver that's older for my first, but not Mike Evans. So that's no. But like I could see myself trying to win now, but that's not the trade. Oh, Spacula sent another trade offer. This is where he continues to do the same thing over and over though. Spacula, I just told you I have zero interest in any other player you have. And then he's relentless though. Like, look he sent me this just now. I don't know how much clearer I could have been. That's part of the problem, Spac, is that we're heading down the same path every time. Bateman, Rondell Moore.
That's an old fantasy football trade trick. He's just waiting for you to hit the accept.
Yeah, no, but
reject one
the problem is it's not even a good trick because it just makes the person stop reading. You know what I mean? You don't want to annoy the person until like, okay, now I'm not accepting a deal even if I like it. It's like I just don't want to. I'm done talking trade. You get overwhelmed by the conversation. Bateman, Rondell Moore, the same picks. Like that doesn't change anything, Spac. It makes it worse. I'm telling you right now, Spac. This is the last time I'll offer it. This is. Even if you offer it to me 5 minutes later, I'm going to say no. You give me the 3 first rounders for Kelce. So you take that second out and you replace it with the 2025 first, and he's yours. Think about this, Spacula. All you're doing is moving that second rounder from 2025 just into round 1. And Spacula, maybe it's to the end of round 1. Maybe you're bumping it just to the 1.12, which is practically a 2.1. Spac, change the second rounder into a first. Just move it slightly over, and Kelce's yours. And you won't ever have to worry again. He'll be yours.
Here's the thing. I mean, with your team makeup, I don't think I'd want to trade Kelce at all.
Yeah, I need running backs, but I can handle that with the Trevor Lawrence trade, I think. So well, let's see who has a need for a quarterback. Oh, let me reject Spacula's trade. I'm sorry, bro, but he's yours, but it's up to you. This Banana Hammock one, Evans for a first rounder. Come on, bro. Okay, so let me.
But you got to give him credit. Smitty, you got to give him credit because when you talk trades and all that, and you talk about, you offer them this, but then you throw on like a couple players that you really just garbage players that you just want to get rid of. That's exactly what he did. So he's listening to you.
Yeah.
But he's just trading with a master. That's all. He's
doing good. But at this point, if you
tell him to do, he just needs to do it with somebody else that doesn't know better.
Yeah. I need some RBs. Do I trade Trevor Lawrence for? If you're me with my team is decimated at running back. I've got Mahomes, I've got Diggs, I've got Travis Kelce on this team, I've got Hopkins, I've got Trevor Lawrence. Would you trade Trevor Lawrence in a dynasty for like Algier and something? If you don't need Trevor Lawrence, 1 QB.
You don't need them until you need them.
I need an RB bad though. I have no RBs.
Yeah, I would wait till after the draft maybe and see who Atlanta picks.
Let me see if I can get. I could get his 1.3. Okay, how about this? Trevor Lawrence and my 2024 first rounder for the 1.3. Smash.
That don't sound bad.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it live because I believe my 2024 first rounder, if I get this done, is going to be a smash. And the fact that I've got Patrick Mahomes and it's a 1 QB, and I'm going to potentially get either I'm getting Charbonnet or I'm getting Gibbs. I'm going to do it. I need an RB bad. Let's see if he does it. A lot of these guys don't respond. Spacula incoming offer 1.8. All right, here he goes. He's doing it. He's finally. Oh God. Spacula. All right, here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. 1.8. 2024 first, 2025 first. 3 first rounders for Kelce.
I would take that.
You got to do it because you said you would already do it.
Yeah.
Bye, Kelce.
Maybe this is the year that he declines.
Let me see. I hit accept. Spac, did you withdraw it? He might have withdrew it right when I hit accept.
Old feet.
Spac, did you withdraw it? I think he withdrew it right when I accepted it because I don't see it there anymore.
He said it went through.
Oh, it says complete.
There you go.
Well,
now you just got to work up a deal. Now you just got to work up a deal where you come back and you say, "I want my future back. I want my first
it's good.
back."
You see how the trade negotiation works, guys? You got to play hardball sometimes. I will say,
all the extra negotiation that you got going on.
Yeah, only took 25 bribes and 3 first rounders to get Kelce. There you go, bro. If you just would have came strong in the beginning, you could have saved all that super chat cash. But I appreciate it, and you're a good guy, Spac. You would have probably sent it anyway. That's why you're on my door, Spacula. When I walk out every day, I see Spacula right on the top of my door. But yeah, I mean, here's a guy who wouldn't trade 3 first rounders, and here's a chat littered with people saying there's no way you're going to get 3 first rounders, and your boy Smitty pulled it off. But I'm in rebuild mode entirely. But I'm in good position to do some good rebuilding though. Travis Kelce is now off the roster. I've got Diggs that I need to now get rid of, and I'll probably still build around Pat Mahomes, but I got Trevor Lawrence to deal. But I got some massive stuff I need to try and move around. I'm
surprised. Make a deal with him to take JJ and give him Mahomes. Stay with Trevor Lawrence for now.
Yeah, you want Mahomes? You want the stack, Spacula? Spac, you want the stack? Patrick Mahomes is missing Kelce already. Spack, let me tell you what I'm only going to accept. I love Spacula, man. That was funny. Did it live. Trade negotiation 101 right in front of your face. All right. Anything else, Jack of all trades, before I disconnect?
No, I just want to let you know this is how loyal I am. I took a shower at the public shower house across the street, came home and got dressed while the whole conversation still went on.
I appreciate that, Jack of all trades. I appreciate your loyalty.
Casino night tonight. So big money's coming in.
Yeah? All right. Hey, call in anytime, Jack. You got a direct line. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Showering on the show. Anything can happen live. Ron.
Yeah.
I'll never forget where I was this day when I
was eating supper while I was talking to you. Hey, are you planning on coming on and doing any drafts tonight?
Probably. Midnight we should be back.
Oh, midnight?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know Ben will be Ben, I swear, Ben Haskell, I see him. I mean, this man, he covers all grounds. Ben, you cover everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see Ben in chats everywhere. I mean,
Ben, you're cheating on the show, Ben. You're cheating on the show, Ben.
He's drafting everywhere. No, you know what?
I'm kidding.
Doing a good job because
I'm kidding.
You know what? He's getting into these drafts with the zero running back people. And so if you get into those type of drafts, you got to know how to draft with these people if you get into them, because if you don't, you got to realize it's a totally different animal. It really is.
Yeah. Hey, leave Spacula alone, guys. There's a couple people saying it's the worst trade. Like, there's a couple people in here that said they'd rather have Kelce. There were a couple people that said that. So maybe it's like a 80%, people favoring my side. And Ron Nave even said at the beginning, you can't get 3 first-rounders. Well, I just did. But Spacula is building a way he wants to build, and maybe Travis Kelce plays 2 or 3 more elite years. We don't really know. So leave Spacula alone. But not you.
First round.
You what?
You said I said you couldn't get 3 first rounders. I never said you couldn't get 3 first rounders. I just didn't think that you would
get 3 first rounders.
Previous conversations with Dynasty, I know that you hate going out so far. You've said that because Dynasty leagues usually break up before you get a chance to use those picks.
I'm not done drafting, Ron.
2-3 out.
I'm not done drafting. I'm going after the 1.1 using all of my first rounders.
I never said you were, but I'm just saying.
I know.
Had that discussion too.
Let's see who has the 1.1. 1.1 is who has it? Okay. It's that banana hammock guy that sent me that horrible trade offer. So he wants Diggs. Would you trade Diggs? Yeah, I'm going to trade Diggs in a 2024 first rounder for the 1.1. He's not going to do it, but
that would guarantee you Bijan, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You know what I also got to consider though is with my team right now, if I traded away Mahomes, which I don't really want to do that, but even if I kept Mahomes, I by trading Kelce away, and if I trade Diggs away, I've got my own 2024 first rounder.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a really good shot next year with Spacula's team. Oh no, that wasn't his 24 first. I could trade. What about Diggs in the 1.8? Diggs in the 1.8 for the 1.1.
That's worth it as far as, I mean, I know how high you covet Bijan, and Bijan, if he turns out to be everything you say,
How you guys like that one? Diggs and the 1.8
That's a fair trade, I think.
for the 1.1. What do you guys think on that? Especially given that I have my own 2024 first rounder. I'll have Mahomes and having Mahomes and Bijan's going to be pretty darn good anyway, but they're not going to outscore the entire league, so, I think I'll still have a really good pick next year.
Blind Larry said I said that Kelce wasn't worth 3 first round. That's what I said. I said Kelce wasn't worth 3 first round draft picks. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what that's what I meant to say. You said 1.8 and Diggs for Bijan. Later, Andrew. Appreciate you. Yeah, I would if you get Bijan. Well, I'm getting Bijan at 1.1, bro. Let's go ahead and do that one. 1.8 and Diggs for Bijan. Diggs in a dynasty startup is not a first rounder. It's not even close, Let's go. Imagine if I get the 1.1 and 1.2 next year in 2024. Let's see.
Imagine if you go right now and you just heard you say Diggs isn't worth that. You just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. I don't think this guy is. Who is this? This is maybe he's watching.
Yeah, you just shot yourself in the foot.
Maybe. I wonder if I'm creative enough. That so this guy, I have my own first rounder, and I have this other guy's first rounder. I'm gonna go look at his team real quick, but I'm creative enough that I could go get pieces from his team, make his team worse, and then trade those pieces away off my team to ensure my first rounder is still a very good shot at 1 and try and destroy the guy's team that I have his first rounder of. So let's go look at his squad. Prescott, Watson, Swift, Rashad White, Dillon, A.J. Brown, Garrett. Okay, so he has A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and London. He has 3 really good receivers. He's not going to be the 1.1. A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Drake London. Wow. And JT. Yeah. I got to get rid of his first rounder. I got to try and acquire someone else's first rounder with a really bad team.
What did you say? You never know unless you try.
Yeah.
So you don't know. He might do that.
I hope I get that Bijan trade. All right. Well, that's the good thing about getting the 1.1, Terry. Terry said no to that trade. Terry, I'm surprised you think that Diggs and the 1.8 is not worth the 1.1 Bijan. Because even if, let's say, Bijan gets hurt and he's out for his career, he has a career-ending injury tomorrow, like Gibbs, Charbonnet, they're gonna be. All right, Ron. I'll see you later, pal. I'll be live tonight.
Alrighty.
Later.
Have a good one.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Spacula, appreciate you trading with me, pal. It was fun. You finally got it. You finally conquered your boy Smitty. Eventually, you can now look at Travis Kelce in your lineup. He is yours. No one else can take him. I'll see you all later. If I have more news on Aaron Rodgers, I'll be back. Let me just refresh some news real quick while I'm here, so I don't have to jump right back on live. Let's see. I don't see anything new on the Aaron Rodgers situation or any huge breaking news at all. I will see you all. Oh, did I get to this other news real quick? We had Daniel Jones seeking $45 million. We'll talk more about that. He's not going to get that from New York, so they're going to franchise tag him. Derek Carr is seeking around $35 million a year, and he's going to have well over $100 million in guaranteed money, so that's coming. We got Hob G dropping a super. Smitty did Instagram. Smitty, I did Instagram sub. What's next? Set up the... Yeah. Hey, Hob G, DM me on Instagram right now, okay? And then I'll find you, and I'll add you to the group chat. And then that way you can drop voice messages every day if you want. Appreciate you guys. Peace out. Appreciate you, Spacula, for your relentlessness, my guy. Bijan is so good. If Bijan is as good as Barkley, is that a win? I'm expecting better with this hype. I think he's going to be he's my Dynasty 1.1 if you're wanting to go RB. So I think that tells you he's better than Barkley in my eyes. Mr. TD likes the trade. He says win-win spacula. See you all tonight. Ron Navy celebrating 8 months of being a YouTube member. Ron Navy's only been here for 8 months. Like literally a buns in the oven longer than that. Ron Navy's literally only been here 8 months. That's crazy. Ron, have you ever heard someone say, Ron, it sounds like you've been here forever? Ron Navy, everybody. Appreciate you. Later.